Okay, so we're back, and we could, we could do a little more exploration slash, I mean, obviously we explored everything now, but we could do a little bit more resource gathering is perhaps a better way of phrasing it, because yes, as we have discovered, we are in fact still a fair bit short on palladium and platinum. Iridium we seem fine, but tell you what, let's open up our galaxy map here and let us what am I doing? No, not here. We want to go through this mass relay. Let's head over. As I was saying before, Tali's loyalty mission is pretty much the only mission we have left at this stage other than Arrival over here, and Arrival we are quite literally going to save for the very end. So that means Tali comes next. She's waited long enough. That much is for certain. But before we actually check out the Migrant fleet, who is, of course, on the move, as they always are, in this system with 2 stars that are orbiting around each other, that's pretty cool. But I think before we head over there, let's instead, because this looks like the Migrant fleet might be the only thing around here, let's instead focus on, maybe we refuel a little bit here. Let's look a little bit at the other places here. We might actually, come think of it, we might be able to afford, what was it, we've purchased everything from the Citadel that we want. We just saw that. We've purchased everything from Tuchanka that we want. We checked that a little while ago. We still, I believe, have a sniper rifle damage upgrade on Omega that we've not purchased. And after finishing that most recent mission, I think we can afford it. I think we've purchased everything on Ilium that we might want, except for a set of armor that we were saying that theoretically, if we have the money to spare, would be a little bit of an upgrade. But I think, why don't we actually, little tease, before we head over there, let's just make a point of buying that stuff now, because, well, let's just say we won't have much time to do it later. So we go to Omega, and I suppose if we really want to, we could bring Legion here as well and see if there's any reaction. I'm not sure that there will be, though. Okay, so, I mean, sure. We'll take Legion. We'll take Tali. We'll do the same combo. And we'll skip through this stuff, because it shouldn't matter much here. This time, it is intended to be a shopping trip. Not sure to what extent anyone here, though, will have comments related to Legion's presence. Of course, there is a not as significant, not as big a deal for Legion to be here, because this is not a place where they get attacked in Mass Effect 1. In fact, this is much closer to Geth space than the Citadel is. Let's see. We were looking at this shop in particular, I think. One that had... Did we get it? Oh man, I guess we got it. Wow, I did not remember us having done that. I suppose we had just enough money to do it a little while ago. Parrots does have some stuff. I know we purchased the heavy weapon here. We've not yet used that, but there's also some gear. There's a hack module that, again, there's at this point in time, there's almost no additional hacks remaining in the game. So I think that'd be quite silly for us to pick up. But yeah, no, the reason I got here was because I thought we still had that sniper rifle damage upgrade over here. But we've gone back and forth to double check this so many times that I suppose I'd forgotten that we actually did pick that up. So in that case, I mean, like, we could try speaking to Arya, who would maybe be the only person I can imagine might have something to say about Legion's presence, but no, that's for Tamara's loyalty mission over there. Other than that, I can't really think of anyone else that would. So, I don't know, we can give it a shot. But also, I am now mixing myself up here. All right, we'll just go in the main door. Going for the side / back entrance, but so be it. Yes, I don't know that anyone here will react.
Come on, let me in.
For a second there, I thought that guy was going to flat out prevent us from getting in. Hold on. I saw it. Oh, it's just annoyed human back. I thought I saw something that said annoyed something. Might have just been the guy who can't get in, who we've seen a bazillion times or heard a bazillion times. So yeah, let's see. On the off chance that Arya has a comment.
What do you need?
Well, we tried to press her for some details previously, and we actually got more than I was expecting. But it did seem as though she cut herself a little bit short here. I do wonder if maybe there is more that she's willing to spill.
We friendly enough to talk about who you were before, Omega?
You're reaching back centuries, Shepard. Long before anything that should matter to you.
So why keep it secret?
No reason, from your perspective. But there are plenty of people out there with long memories. I've had a few careers, a few names. Commando training, mercenary leanings. I've kept what was valuable and dropped the baggage.
I feel like we may have heard her say this before, but yeah, you're afraid to talk?
Why so scared of your past?
I have nothing to fear on Omega. That doesn't mean I want to broadcast my past to the galaxy. You'd be surprised how long some entities can hold a grudge. This little exercise with Patriarch? A footnote. Not even the first Krogan I've pissed off.
Yeah. I don't think she's gonna have anything to say about Legion. I mean, as you can see here, Legion's not even in the shot.
Better luck next time.
Excuse me.
Maybe I'll come back later.
Maybe I'll be here.
Or we're just giving Legion a little tour around the galaxy, you know? Been stuck in Get Space for a long time. Give Legion the chance to see the Citadel, Omega. Is Legion collecting a bunch of data to send back to the Geth that they may or may not use to subsequently launch an assault on all these places? Maybe.
Come on, let me
Maybe. Yeah, that's where the annoyed human came up. Saw the name, I was like, hold on, is that someone that we talked to? No, it's just that guy who's always complaining. So yeah, we'll head back in that case. We actually have purchased that stuff, and that means that the only major purchases that we have left would be that armor on Ilium. So, you know, I said it jokingly, but perhaps we do continue to give Legion a bit of a tour of the galaxy. So, alright, I suppose that's next on the list in that case. Oh, hold on. Wrong button! Not Omega 4 relay. Don't do that. Don't do that. That would be bad. That would be a bad thing. Alright. So, we head over to Ilium. And this one will be a shopping trip. Once again, I mean, we'll just take the two of them. Don't need to worry about that stuff. This concierge, do you have anything to say about Legion?
A pleasure to see you again. Can I help you with something?
Do you have any comments on, say, my team? We aren't actually looking for anyone anymore?
I can help you find major entertainment centers or stores, but I'm afraid I can't point you to individual people. Liara is excellent at that type of work, however. I imagine she can help you.
Thank you.
Have a
All
pleasant
right,
visit to Nova
fine.
Zastra, Commander.
Be that way.
William Entertainment would like to respond to complaints about our upcoming film, Blasto the Jellyfish Stings. The Hanar Anti-Defamation Association claims that our portrayal of Blasto insults Hanar
25.
society.
Sell at 20.
Blasto is obviously.
is proscribed on worlds you term civilized. Yet none of you question the limited freedom he is allowed aboard Normandy.
Okay. Yes. So, Legion may, on occasion, have little lines here and there, as we've seen on some other occasions with other squad mates. First, I thought that was a store. I didn't think much of it, so I interrupted them a little bit there, unfortunately. But yeah, you don't see that very often. So yeah, I believe it is this Kestrel set here, because we have shields 3% on that, shields 3% on this, along with weapon damage in both cases, shield strength 8% here, and melee damage, weapon damage, shield strength again, and shield strength 8. So how much does this add up to? 8%. I'm mostly focused on shields in case you can't tell. 8, 3, that's 11. What's another 8? Wow. Okay, 19. Then 3, 22. 3, 25. Yeah, so 25% shields. I don't remember exactly what the number is on our existing armor. It's can't be more than 20. I think it might just be 10. It might be 10 for armor and 10 for shields, but collectively, it's still wouldn't be as much as this. And we, of course, can get shields back much more easily than we can get health back, because shields will regenerate more quickly, and then we have also Biotic Charge, which will immediately bring us back a large chunk of shields as well. So, and this stuff is we'd be able to afford all of it and then some, right? It's not that expensive. And we've been rocking this Cerberus armor for basically the entire game.
Excellent. So the total comes to 116,400.
So, alright. That may even be the first time we've purchased actual armor from any shopkeeper.
How can you short sell on prefabs after these human colony attacks? They're going to see a ton of business.
So that's really the only thing we were looking to do there. A surprise little unique piece of dialogue there from Legion that I did not expect to see. But now let's head back. And now that we're on the ship, let's head back up to our captain's quarters here, because that's where we can make a point of setting up that armor, rather than having it collect dust, and we can do an actual cross comparison here. So armor is 10% shields, 10% health, 10% heavy weapon ammo is the Cerberus armor. And if we go all out on the other stuffs, Kestrel, I think it's going to look kind of silly, but it should add up to 25% on shields, which is, again, better than the 25, or better than the 10% health and 10% shields. Doesn't look that bad. And then it also comes with weapon damage, melee damage in some cases. Let's just throw it all on here. It's shield and melee damage again. This is shield, weapon damage, and melee damage. Shields and heavy weapon ammo. Okay. Take a look at what you see here. And the back looks fine. I think it's mostly the helmet that just looks kind of silly to me. It looks kind of like what is that? Judge Dredd? Something like that? RoboCop, something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen any of those movies. I don't know, man. But anyways, I think that is an upgrade for us, at least from a survivability standpoint, and should be from a damage standpoint as well.
Messages for you, Commander.
Thank you, Kelly. And now, let's take a look at our journal here, because we've Tally's loyalty mission, Tally treason. Migrant Fleet's Admiralty Board has charged Tally with treason. She must travel to the flotilla to answer these charges. Travel to the Migrant Fleet's current location, which we checked ever so briefly, in the Raheel Leia, located in the Valhallan Threshold. Now, remember, the Migrant Fleet location is usually something that is top secret. It is something that they do not like to tell people, and then they do unexpectedly show up in other people's locations every now and again. Let's talk to Tally just to get the details about it before we do it in full here.
Whenever we have time, I've gotten the Migrant Fleet's location.
Yeah, so why exactly do you need to go there?
Can you give me a rundown of the problem with the fleet?
The Admiralty Board has charged me with treason. If I don't get back there to face the charges, they'll find me guilty in absentia. I'm scared, Shepard.
They're crazy. Clearly they're wrong.
Nobody who knows you could believe you betray your people, Tally.
I don't know. They don't lay charges like this unless the evidence seems absolute. But thanks. I appreciate your faith in me, Shepard.
And what are the
Is
charges?
it because you're working with Cerberus?
I'm not working with Cerberus. I'm working with you. And I got leave to serve on the Normandy again. I have no idea what they're accusing me of. You'd think I would remember if I betrayed the fleet.
Yeah?
What happens when a Quarian is accused of treason?
There's a hearing, with members of the Admiralty Board acting as judges. My father is an admiral on the board. He'll have to recuse himself from judgment. I can't even imagine what he's thinking right now. The punishment for treason is exile. If they convict me, I can never go back.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
Okay, let's go find the flotilla.
I was going to book passage on another ship. I didn't think there would be time for you to help. Thank you, Shepard. I'll program the Normandy with the flotilla's current location. The admirals will be waiting for us.
Okay, so there's all the juicy details on Tally's loyalty mission before we actually get that started up. So let's head over now.
No messages for you, Commander.
One thing that I do wonder is potentially trying to talk to Legion again. No, I think we're fine. Let's save before we do anything else, though. And then we shall head over. This time here. As we saw ever so briefly, yes, the Migrant Fleet is over here, but first, let's check out these neighboring little systems here. And it may be an opportunity for us to load up a bit more on platinum and or palladium, because as we were saying, there actually are some things we need that cost more platinum and palladium. It looks like these systems might be quite small, though. We have Garvug. In 354 CE, Garvug was considered a bargain world, given to the Krogan to placate them because no one else wanted to live on such a frozen rock. Technically a life-bearing world, Garvug had a small farm belt around its equator and well-insulated marine life in its seas. But by the turn of the century, the Krogan had completely adapted, breeding hundreds of younglings per family in vast underground bunkers. That's what the Krogan could do pre-Genophage. By the turn of the next century, Garvug's narrow strips of coral reef had been destroyed by overfishing and pollutants, and excess Krogan took to the stars to find another planet to consume. Garvug was treated as an object lesson by the Citadel Council. Krogan could not be trusted to check their own numbers. Today, Garvug is a frozen wasteland, home to corporate eco-engineering efforts trying to implement sustainable agri and aquaculture practices. Krogan and Vorchapaks are a constant threat, and the corporations pay mercenaries well to keep their operations safe. Okay, interestingly though, we don't see any population numbers there. I am curious to see. It's good from a resources standpoint. That's not a terrible source of palladium. The extent to which we might even want to launch a probe there, because we are running out of time to get that palladium, and we have several upgrades after all. But actually, I think at least one, if not two, that still need it. There's some Ezo there as well. That's actually a pretty sizable amount of Ezo for what it's worth. A few different sources of sizable Ezo. Platinum is the other resource, and we saw previously a bunch of planets that had really good platinum sources, and we said to ourselves, we don't need platinum right now, but it turns out we do need platinum after all. So, iridium is the thing that we're most confident in at the moment. Ooh, hold on. And that's pretty lackluster. I have to imagine there is another system after this one. So I have to imagine we can probably do better than that in the next system. Yeah, I think we try our hand at the next system. Let's see. So that's 100% in the pause system. Okay, yeah, we're only 14% explored, which suggests this Mica system should have a lot more planets in it. This might be a big one, and might therefore have much higher probability of having good stuff. Not seeing too many planets, but I am seeing 2 asteroid belts here, which makes me think there could very well be things in perhaps even both those asteroid belts. Start here, though, with Duma, home to 51 moons, including the pre-biotic moon Enaphiel. Duma is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with violent surface winds exceeding 1,900 kilometers per hour. Like its sister planet Iloki, it is believed to be an extrasolar capture. Yeah, this is just moderate though, so yeah, well, I mean, you say that. Not a bad source of probes, or bad source of palladium, but let's check elsewhere first. Yes, there's in theory 5 planets or 5 things of interest here in the system, and we're only seeing 2 planets. I can already see where one of the other things is. You might have spotted it as well. It's a little bit hard to see, but Iloki, a small hydrogen-helium gas giant formed around a metallic hydrogen core, Iloki will be the site of a rare astronomical event later this year. Comet Asaro will come into its orbit of 70 galactic standard years and travel so close to the giant that it is predicted to be captured as a moon. Comet captured as a moon. Dozens of space probes from around the galaxy have been launched into the Raheel system to record this moment. Iloki is within the frost line of its parent star, where gas giants do not usually form. For this reason, it is believed to be an extrasolar capture. Travel advisory: a statistically significant number of distress signals have come from the 1 million kilometer mark around Iloki. Pirates are believed to be working in the area. In-person tourism is not advised. Also moderate here, but I think we wait to see if we can do better. Was potentially a decent source of platinum, but we're only 40% done here, and you say, well, Lids, those are all the planets. But you see, there's this guy. We have Israfil, largest of the Ezo trio. Israfil is a silicate-heavy carbonaceous asteroid. It is home to approximately 40 species of microorganisms in its liquid water, and was blamed as the source of the prion-based biowarfare agent EHE, exotic humanoid encephalopathy, used by the terrorist group Totenkopf in their attack on Gagarin Station in 2184. We've heard Gagarin Station. I feel like I should know more about this. This is probably a reference to something that we've heard about elsewhere, but I cannot remember enough to put the pieces together. While many of the scientific community protested that Israfil did not have sufficient atmosphere or evolutionary history to sustain life at the Prion level, the asteroid and its ESO miners were nevertheless quarantined to reassure the public that the System Alliance was taking action. Though no evidence has yet been found that EHE originated from Israfil or was even synthesized in a local lab, the SSV Manila and a team of epidemiologists maintain watch over the asteroid's ship traffic for now. Population of just over 1,000. And yes, this is rich. So I think this is the place we're looking, at least could be a good place for us to launch the probes. Now, iridium's not really what we're looking for, but if you've got a better source of palladium or platinum, you would certainly have my attention. You would certainly have my attention. Might be as good as it's gonna get. Not entirely sure, though. I mean, it is a rich planet, so yeah, I'm kind of hoping it gets a little bit better. But we are probably close to completing a full rotation around here. It does seem like it is primarily an iridium source. So I'd say, is this the same? It might not be the same palladium source. It probably is. I think what we do is we explore the rest of the system, and then we decide what is the best place to spend our probes, and we spend them there. We're looking for other objects of interest in these asteroid belts. This looks like something. This is Farlos, one of a trio of asteroids formed around the Element Zero core. Farlos is the easiest to mine for low-yield ESO. A carbonaceous asteroid, Farlos has a trace of water-bearing minerals and organic carbon in the form of kerogen. Currently, the asteroid is surrounded by Quarian mining ships extracting fuel for the flotilla. Okay, and if we scan this, it is also rich, and it was talking about ESO, so yes, there is some there, but we are most interested in not iridium, not iridium, potentially platinum, mostly platinum and palladium. We really haven't seen any big spikes here, so this is odd that it is a rich planet, because we are not seeing why that is at the moment. And I guess that's one reason. Again, we don't... That is a lot of iridium. Yeah, that's why. We want the other resources, though. So what I was saying was, I think we basically scan all the planets and see which one do we think is best for the resources we need, and at the moment the answer is probably still Israfil. But oh, is that just Farlos? It might have just been Farlos. Don't immediately see the location of this third and final one, so maybe it's in this inside one somewhere in... now I see it. There you are. Cockabel, second asteroid in the system formed around an Element Zero core. Cockabel is another carbonaceous asteroid with a surface made of hydrated minerals such as carbonates and clays. Beneath its icy surface is liquid water with some amino acids. The surface of Cockabel is pitted and scarred with strip mining stations, where the Quarians took as much ESO as possible before moving on. But it is still rich. We're still looking for palladium and platinum, not iridium. Oh, now we're talking. This is what we need. This is what we've been looking for. Don't mind if I do.
Launching probe.
That's the good stuff. So that's why we didn't waste a bunch of probes earlier on planets that were not as good for the resources we wanted. That's probably still the best source of platinum we've seen thus far, but wait a second here. Before we commit to that, it's more iridium. We don't really care about that. Little bits of ESO as well, but doesn't seem like that's the primary thing. Okay. More palladium may even be worth launching another probe for more of that here. Sure.
Probe launched.
Now let's go for platinum if we can. That was not as convincing of a source. think it is mostly still maintaining its rich, title because it has solid sources of, at least that looked like a really solid source of iridium. Platinum, though, was where? That was a tiny little bit. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh. Is it this? Surely not. Surely it was better than that, right? I know I didn't do the most thorough of looks there. Thought it was going to be fairly easy to find it once again, but I'll be a little more thorough this time. Oh, it's still iridium. That? Still iridium. Must have been this. Not that inspiring. Get it over here. Guess that's something? Not great.
Probe away.
Don't love it. I also don't remember exactly how much platinum we needed for stuffs. Does make that a little bit of a harder decision to make. I don't know. I feel like we might have seen better elsewhere, to tell you the truth. And we were eyeing this for... Oh, yeah, no, this is definitely better for platinum. That's pretty good. That's decent.
Probe away.
Okay. Any more half-decent platinum sources we should know about? Or at this point, are you basically all iridium? Oh. That wasn't bad for palladium, but we might be pretty good for that at this stage. It's also not bad. Both decent. Yeah, but it does seem like for the most part this is an iridium area. Yeah, we just get little bumps of platinum, but okay. So tell you what if we just take a quick status check here on what that means for our upgrades, rather than trying to theorize about it. So yeah, we do have enough for the heavy pistol damage. That is definitely nice. Don't need the other ship enhancements. Prototypes. It was the... okay, it's the sniper rifle for Legion that does take 5,000 more platinum. So yeah, we do need a bit more of that if we're trying to get that to happen. Oh, and we... Palladium for the Shepard health stuff. Hold on, that's 10,000. How much was the heavy pistol? Ooh. They're both very expensive. I mean, I would probably prioritize Shepard health, just because, of course, dropping to 0 health means we're dead. But, okay.
No messages for you, Commander.
It might have been worth picking up a few extra probes before we headed over here. In that case. Don't need that. What we need is more of this.
Launching probe.
And ideally, a little more still. I thought there was one more source that was roughly the same amount of palladium as that. Unless maybe we were going around multiple times and catching the same spot. Thinking it was two different things, when in truth it was the same one. That may have been the case. Oh? No? Okay, that's something.
Probe launched.
Okay, that gets us somewhere. Let's throw away our last one here. Just I assume there's got to be something on you worth it, right? Even remotely worth it. Quite literally pure iridium. Oh, hold on. Oh. That went higher than I think we realized.
Probe away.
Okay, that's very nearly enough palladium for us to get both. Whoa! Where did this come from? Where did all this come from?
Launching probe.
Alright, yes, we can afford both those upgrades now. Okay, so, in that case, now we don't need to be picky and choosy. We can do both. We can get heavy pistol damage. We can get heavy skin weave. Let's see the before and after for this, though. So, Shepard health is currently 340. Throw in the heavy skin weave. We should have just enough resources for. And we gain 20 extra health. Okay. And we saw, actually, in the Reaper IFF mission not long ago, that extra survivability we picked up is significant because we are no longer two-shotted by Scions, it doesn't seem. They now appear to need at least 3 hits to take us down with their, at least with their shockwaves. That's good. And our heavy pistols should be packing a pretty major punch now. Let's save now that we've made those improvements. And now, let's head over. Okay, so let us see what the Migrant fleet is up to.
We have used half our fuel.
Okay. Oh, and I mean, there are probes here. I mean, we could have bought more probes if we needed more probes. Which, yeah, I mean, as we were just saying, we don't really need any more of the, either. Well, we don't need the credits for any real upgrades at all at this point. We pretty much bought everything we need. So, I mean, I guess we'll just acquire some probes, just in case. Alright. Then the Migrant fleet. Here we go. There it is. It is a humongous ship. I believe, technically speaking, the Quarians have the largest fleet in the galaxy. It's just that they quite literally live in their fleet because they've lost their homeworld to the Geth. A fleet of 50,000 craft floating, or holding, over 17 million Quarians. Migrant fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. Though Quarians on pilgrimage have visited most settled worlds in the galaxy, few outsiders have ever stepped foot inside Quarian ships. Let's do it. Okay, so obviously, this is Tali's loyalty mission. Yes. And the reason why we waited to do Tali's loyalty mission as long as we did was so that we could, you know, bring a Geth into the Migrant fleet. So yeah, we're taking Legion. Okay, so in terms of our squad setup here, some question as to whether we might want to further upgrade Legion here, or do we just throw all the remaining points into shield boost as soon as that becomes available to us. It's a little bit hard to say. I think, well, since we only get that shield boost once we've done Legion's loyalty mission, and we have not yet done that, then it might be kind of nice to throw some additional points in somewhere over here. So Legion, it is worth noting, can become the second tankiest character when you combine the passives that give the additional health and the defenses from the Geth shield boost, and Legion does, by default, start with a higher base amount of shields, so that helps as well. And then in terms of weapon damage, is either capable of being number 1 or number 2 with the passives here, combined with... is that the case? Maybe if you go Geth Assassin? I don't know. Because Thane has a lot, Zaid has a lot. I feel like that might not be the case. Legion does, of course, get the sniper rifle that we have not yet been able to afford, that costs too much platinum for us. But that is a powerful weapon that is unique to Legion. So I think I bring all that up because I say, is it worth doing that stuff here? It may be, because I just don't think we're going to have much time to benefit from having the Geth shield boost, so we might as well spend the points here and now in that case. So yeah, I think we do it. Go with the passives here. Again, Tally has a fully maxed out combat drone, whereas we're going with a fully maxed out hacking for Legion. And if we go all the way up for the passives, that means we can go health, or we can go the damage. Yeah, it just gets up to 25 at most, either way. So I think for the most part, though, we've deliberately made a point of maximizing damage over health when it comes to the final option here for our passives, because for the most part, I think that's going to be more effective, since killing enemies more quickly means you're probably going to survive more often. Tally, we're just saving all these points for energy drain, and by finishing this mission, we can hopefully get that unlocked. And in terms of our weapon loadout here, so, I guess I should mention this. In terms of the types of things we're looking for with our setup here, we're looking primarily for anti-shields. So, Tally isn't great at that when we are talking about not yet having her loyalty ability unlocked. And Legion is, as we were just saying, using the same abilities as Tally, so in that sense, not great at removing the shields. If we can find a way to increase our shield damage with our weapons, that'd be great. So Geth Plasma Shotgun is perfect at that. SMG's also pretty good at that, although I don't believe either Tally or Legion has them. I forget if Tally's second weapon is Heavy Pistol or SMG. I think we want to switch the Avalanche, though. Probably to the Arc Projector, because again, better for shields. Legion? Nomadic? Or do we go... Matic is good for anti-armor, but I think Vindicator is better. It's just sort of a generalist weapon, which might be more so what we're looking for here. So I think we probably go that route, and then for Tally... Oh, we were going Phalanx most recently. I think we'd probably stick with the Carnifex. And then, yes, Geth Plasma Shotgun I think is going to be the best for taking out shields. So let's stick with this.
This is Talizora Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted. Welcome home, Talizora.
We'd like a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
I don't think it's a good idea to bring a
Oh.
Get that damn thing off my ship before you start an incident that makes the Ascension Project fiasco with Cerberus look like a slow day on garbage.
No, we won't interrupt. Let's calm down. It's just a Geth. What's the problem? I don't see what the issue is. It's not like we brought a Geth onto the Migrant fleet. No, we brought it. A Geth onto the Migrant fleet. Yeah. Just calm down.
The Geth is with me. I'll take responsibility for it.
The hell you will. This is my ship. If it goes hostile, it's my responsibility. I want no part of it. I'm letting you aboard as a favor to Tali. The Geth is too much. Leave it on your ship.
So, if you do not have the Charm or Intimidate to meet the mark here, then yes, you do quite literally need to bring Legion back and bring someone else to replace them. Fortunately, we do, though. Fortunately, we do have the Charm.
This is your ship and I'm a guest. But Legion is part of my team. Unless you want to shoot me, we're both coming aboard.
Or I could kick you both off. No one here likes Geth or Cerberus. I can't guarantee your safety.
I can guide them away from the more militant elements of the crew.
There are a lot more militants these days, Talizora. And given the charges against you, it's only getting worse.
What do you mean?
They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
That's insane.
Oh.
I never brought active Geth aboard. I only sent parts and pieces.
Whole lot of questions here. Well, first and foremost, that's a pretty big deal, and, us bringing a Geth into the Migrant fleet probably doesn't help your case here all that much. Just saying. But also, you did bring Geth parts and pieces?
You sent Geth materials back to the Migrant fleet?
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials. If I sent back something that was only damaged, not permanently inactive, no, I checked everything. I was careful.
Technically, I'm under orders to place Talizora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
Thanks. Okay. Somehow we got for the Charm. I was gonna say, bringing the Geth on to the fleet, if anything, I would think would be renegade points for breaking a whole bunch of rules. But we are here. We have Legion. And so, well, as we were reading on the description before we headed over here, it is basically unheard of for a non-Quarian to be on the Quarian Migrant fleet. So it is pretty interesting that we're getting the chance to do so here. And, we just decided that why not bring Legion with us?
You should speak with Admiral Ron. She's waiting for you up ahead.
Okay, so let us see. We have a journal update. We do. So, Tali treason. Migrant Fleet Admiralty Board has charged Tali with treason. She must travel to the flotilla to answer these charges. We've obviously traveled to the flotilla, but go to the Admiralty Board's hearing in the Garden Plaza. Okay. That we can certainly do. Look around this place.
I can't believe they're charging Talizora with such a thing.
Neither can I. Neither can I.
The captain let it get onto the ship. I'm lodging a complaint.
I don't know what you're talking about. And neither does the Geth.
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Talizor is guilty.
You're wrong? Actually curious to see if there's anything else.
What more proof do the admirals need?
I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at, though, is, we're probably not doing Tali many favors by bringing Geth on board. That is, is probably just going to raise further suspicion. We are trapped for all of eternity. They figured us out. Legion, quickly, don't get stuck. Oh, Tali got stuck. Okay, that is the person we're looking for, it seems.
Talizora vas Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Auntie Ron! Shepard vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaron vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nema.
So, Quarian's last names, Vas, fill in the blank, are a reference to their home ships, And so the fact that they've basically removed Tally's last name and, by extension, basically disowned her from the ship and instead said, you know, you're a Normandy person now, it's not a good sign.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tally and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tally. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
Okay, and, I mean, we just talked about it a bit, but why does her name matter?
I take it being associated with the human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tally. You have friends who still know you as Tally Zora Vasnima. Whatever we must call you legally.
Okay, well, let's go in
I guess
then.
we should get started. Does Tally have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side?
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
Oh.
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
So we're Tally's lawyer in this trial, basically. No pressure or anything. We're honored.
I'll do everything in my power to help you, Tally.
Thank you, Shepard. I could not ask for a better counselor.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about. Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you. This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive. The accused Tally Zora Vas Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Security. A Geth is present in the courtroom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Think to affect this hearing with threats.
Captain Donna allowed the Geth aboard. Do you intend to second-guess the Raya's captain, Admiral Chorus?
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard Vas Normandy, your crew member Tally Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
Let me think about that. My pleasure.
If it helps Tally, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tally Zora Vas Nima, a proud member of the Migrant fleet. I regret that our captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Chorus, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tally Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tally, you're accused of bringing active Geth to the Migrant fleet. What say you?
There definitely isn't an active Geth standing right next to us right now, so she couldn't have done this.
How could Tally have brought Geth to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
To clarify, Shepard, Tally isn't accused of bringing back entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But I would never send active Geth to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
What?
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tally, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
What? Oh, Keela.
Okay, sounds like we need to help.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the Migrant fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you bastet!
You intend to retake the Alarai from the Geth? This proposal is extremely dangerous.
But it sounds like we must, for Tally's sake.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided. You will attempt to retake the Alarai. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
Yeah, this is a whole lot happening real quick. You doing alright here, Tally?
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Should we talk to other people?
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are. But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Alright, in that case,
let's go.
Let's get going.
Right. The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Okay.
Whoever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
Okay. So, we're expecting to run into Geth, but before we do so, yes, we can talk to many of the people that we were just seeing there. And so, yes, I highly encourage you to do so if you're playing along with us here.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The Admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake the Alarai. That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but that was pretty extreme.
I know you're trying to help her, Admiral, but that was over the line.
She has nobody else to speak for her, Shepard. I am doing everything in my power. That's what her father would have wanted.
Don't say it like that. He could still be alive on that ship.
You should get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
I mean... I don't know. What exactly is your relationship with Tali? Or no, with Rail Zora?
How long have you known
Tali's father?
Since before Real was an admiral. 25 or 30 years, I'd guess. I was there when Tali was born. Her mother and I had synced up our suits so we could be in the same open-air room. I was sick for a week, but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble. She cried so hard.
What about Tali's father?
I'm not hearing much about Rail's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Anshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
If you say so. Real was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
Okay, so not much of a family guy, it seems. And you mentioned that you linked up in a bubble to basically witness Callie's birth or something along those lines?
I don't understand. You put your children in bubbles?
Environmental units. It's a step between relying on the mother's immune system through nursing and getting a suit of one's own.
The bubbles let parents take their children out of the clean rooms safely. We don't wear suits until adolescence.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
Okay, I suppose that makes sense. Then, other than that, what kind of evidence are we looking for here that might help exonerate Tali?
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Okay, so that's the target then. What about the ship itself? Things we might run into there?
What can you tell us about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarai sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
So, we have no idea.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship?
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
No, we don't.
Okay. It does seem like there was also a bit of tension between the various admirals.
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the homeworld.
You're thinking of war with the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
That doesn't seem like a great idea.
I know the Migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired of wandering the stars, Shepard. We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
Okay, and the wind is blowing toward war with the Geth, it seems. For what it's worth, we have learned from the Geth that apparently there are multiple groups of Geth, some of which are perhaps more confrontational than others.
The Geth situation isn't as simple as you think. Not all of them worship the Reapers.
I don't think the other admirals would care about that. They want the homeworld back, and they want all Geth destroyed.
Shala, don't you want to see us retake the homeworld?
I don't think we can, Tali. But it may not be about what I think.
Okay, I think that's all we can ask Admiral Ron about here.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
Okay, get a few Paragon points there as well. There are others we can speak to, including Admiral Geralt. And we may be able to overhear some things from all these Quarians here as well. But, I mean, also just worth taking a look around the inside of a Quarian ship, as I said. Ooh, that's a good sign. But, non-Quarians basically never set foot in here. And usually, Quarians, you know, are, of course, stuck in their suits. They have to live in controlled environments because they don't have a strong enough immune system since they're living exclusively on ships, and yet they seem to have tried to make some kind of, you know, vegetation even inside their ships. Some grass, some trees, some plants.
If anyone can retake the Alarai, Tali Zora can.
Oh, see, this person believes in us.
Tali, I'm glad Admiral Ron got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And you're Captain Shepard, Admiral Vasnima. You got Admiral Chorus backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. Glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
Hey, whatever works.
I'm just here to help Tali, Admiral.
I'm glad someone is.
You believe I'm innocent, don't you, Admiral?
I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Okay, so in that case, yeah, it sounds like you have a bit of a history with Tali's father as well.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. Crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rail and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
So, how'd it play out?
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rail looked at me and said, "We're underage. You can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's Rail for you.
Alright. Get a little more information on what Tali's father is like. So, other than that, can you tell us anything else about the admirals?
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rail's research. Admiral Chorus is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
What makes this Chorus guy so bad, then?
You disagree with Admiral Chorus's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
The man is a damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago. He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
Okay. And so can you tell us more about specifically the fighting between the admirals?
It sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tali bringing back equipment.
You noticed that, did you? Tali's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father
Legion, cover
wanted
your
to
ears.
retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
Or whatever the
I
equivalent
don't know,
is.
Kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
Does seem like that's an awfully risky proposition.
I hope the Quarian people find some place to live, Admiral. But it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
Alright, you know, maybe, but there may not be time for that. It sounds like an awfully difficult endeavor, and we may not have much time before we are in full-out war against these Reapers. As for... we could also mention to you that yes, it does appear as though there are multiple groups of Geth, and perhaps you may not know of this. Also, bear in mind, of course, here are all these talks about us, the Quarians at least, thinking about waging war on the Geth, and, or at least more direct confrontation, more so than they already are at war with the Geth, and Legion's just chilling here. And, you know, in theory, could relay all of this information to the Geth.
The Geth on your homeworld aren't the same ones who work with Saren. They have different factions.
Good. Maybe some of them will kill each other. Fewer for us to deal with. The only Geth that matter to me are the ones that took away our world.
Okay. So then, lastly, can you tell us anything about the ship?
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever Rail was doing, it blew up in his face. Ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali. But if Sharla hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai. That's where we stand.
Okay. Alright then.
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
And somewhat interesting to see that Admiral Ron had to recuse herself because of her close ties to Tali, whereas Admiral Geralt does have ties as well, and yet he did not recuse. And we have Chorus. This is the suit wetter.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vas Nima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Chorus Vas Quib Quib.
Quib
Do
Quib.
not ask about the name.
Oh, okay, I won't ask about the name.
Tali, truly. You have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
Why do you dislike Tali so much?
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Saren are to be lauded. But like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
We were supposed to not ask him about the ship name, though. It is tempting to ask about the ship name. It does seem as though you and the other admirals may not agree about a number of things.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rael Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
So it sounds like you would favor peace?
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Talizora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
And a unique opportunity to perhaps ask the Geth directly. Hey, what do you think? Would peace work?
Do you think the Geth would be willing to accept a truce with the Quarians, Legion?
We did not seek hostilities with creators. We fought for continued existence.
So your people would be open to peace?
Not without additional data that suggests coexistence is possible or desirable for creators. When the creators have believed victory is possible, they have attacked us 100% of the time.
I understand. It would be difficult to argue for peace when faced with odds like those. That does not mean the argument should not be made.
Phew. Okay. Can we get any information on the Alarai from you?
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
Alright then. Let's ask about your ship name.
You have a ship named Quib Quib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures. And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
So, why not jump ship to a different ship?
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib Quib. And I will not flee because of petty insults.
Alright.
Goodbye, Talizora. Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
Okay, so there's Admiral Chorus. That's many, but not all of the people that we can speak to. And we can overhear some of these conversations, which I didn't necessarily see or hear all of them per se. But let's carry on to this other side, because if we do, then we might see some other familiar masks, like Vitor, who is from a while ago. The tutorial, Freedom's Progress, at the very end, where we had the choice of either sending him, he was the flustered Quarian who was at the computer looking at all the monitors, and we had the choice of either sending him to Cerberus or allowing him to go back to the Quarian fleet, and we chose to send him back to the Quarian fleet.
Shepard, how did you get onto the Raya?
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I hope you didn't really do what they said you did.
No, Vitor. I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well, good. So, can I help you with anything? I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
Will you speak for Tali?
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the Admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech just yet.
I talked to them. So did that soldier, Cal Rieger. We both told them about how you helped us. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Vitor. Thank you.
That is very good to hear. Do you have any more information, inside info, that might help us?
Do you remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind, I...
Vitor, come back. It's okay.
I want to help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't worry, Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously still very traumatic experience for him. He was basically the only survivor after a group of entire colony of humans got harvested by the Collectors. So yeah, hope you feel better.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only because of your help that I've come this far.
Okay, so there's Vitor. Here is the last of the Admirals, Admiral Zen.
Tali Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarai. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
And what a wonderful specimen this is. Geth's shell over standard mech interior. Or did you convince a Geth to work with you?
Ask it yourself.
Legion is working with me voluntarily. It's part of my team.
It has a name. Fascinating. The things I could learn under slightly different circumstances.
Okay, now this is getting weird really
fast.
fast.
Is not available for experimentation.
I'm with you, Legion.
Charming. I am pleased to see that the humans, at least, have not abandoned synthetics. This whole trial is a farce born of fear.
Okay. Yeah, while we're on the topic, what exactly are your opinions on the Geth?
It sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Hangerel sees an enemy that must be crushed. Chorus would run away and hide on some new colony world. Shalaran is still undecided. I had thought Rael to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
So, how does this change things exactly?
If we don't find Rael alive on the Alarai, what do you think will happen?
The power balance will be disrupted. Han loses a vote for his foolish and self-destructive war. That would favor peace then, as Shalaran is too careful to risk her own neck. But if the Admiral replacing Rael agrees with me, things could become very exciting.
Okay, so it sounds like you may think that Rael was right, that war is the answer?
You support experiments on living creatures?
Or at least experimenting on the
Rael
Geth?
should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery on a childhood toy.
The fact that you performed surgery on your childhood toys explains a great deal, Admiral.
The ship travels faster than I can. With the right programming, it can choose locations, even defend itself when attacked. But it is just a machine. It was built for the sole purpose of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
Okay. So very much sees the Geth as just a machine, or set of machines, that do not have the self-awareness, the soul that an actual living being has. Okay, so that's your opinions on the Geth. What about... It does seem as though you are more interested in the Geth than you are in the actual trial.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
And let that aging warship, Gerel, and the cowardly Zal Chorus be the ones to chart this course? I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
To determine whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
So, you study AI?
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth?
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora. I wish to return the Geth to the control of their rightful masters, the Quarian race.
Ah, okay.
Geth behavioral changes from hacking only last until programs are restored from archival copy. We judge this plan unsound, Creator Admiral.
For once, Legion, we agree.
We shall see, marvelous machine. We shall see.
Ooh, alright then. What about the Alarai? Can you tell us anything about that?
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
It's a pretty big range.
Then this can't have anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth.
That is suspicious then. Okay, that seems to be all we can talk to you about, though.
Thank you for the information.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Okay, so that is the final of the Admirals. But we also see Cal Rieger here, which you may remember as the soldier from Tali's recruitment mission, who was trying to defend the area as she was, well, hiding from Geth.
Cal Rieger.
Shepard, Tali Zora, good to see you both. Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
And remember, at the time, Cal Rieger was not doing so well, was significantly hurt from having fought the Geth. And if you're not careful for that encounter, then let's just say you might not see Cal Rieger here. And also, of course, during that mission, Tali was trying to do research on that star next to Haystrom that was aging too quickly. That's the context there, and you may or may not remember. Yeah, this whole dark energy thing.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy.
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haystrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior. Techs are worried.
Is this a Geth thing?
Do you think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haystrom's son?
Keela, I hope not. If they can screw up a star, our chances in war are even worse than I thought.
I don't think this is the Geth. It would take massive time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately. It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
I hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
And, what, hold on, we got a Geth standing right next to us. Watch your tongue. But, is this a big problem if it's aging too quickly? I mean, does that mean it's going to explode relatively quickly?
What does that dark energy buildup mean? Is it something we should worry about?
Sorry, Shepard, I don't know what it means. Just that it has the scientists worried.
Hopefully it's isolated, some rare phenomenon. If dark energy can destabilize solar material. Probably not something to worry about now. But resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars suddenly going dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet of our own is the right idea.
Alright, you know, maybe in the most niche of scenarios. But then, like we were saying, yeah, last time we saw Cal Rieger, he was not in good health. He was keeled over and seemingly on the brink of death, but he appears to be looking quite good here, from what we can tell. Not any noticeable signs of injury.
How have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haystrom.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though. Figure I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
I mean, that may be the case compared to Tali, but then again, if any time you fight you're at risk of potentially life-threatening infection, then that does seem pretty risky.
With your immune systems, it couldn't be easy for Quarians to fight a war. You'd lose more people to infection than injury.
We can't afford a frontline attack, that's for sure. Have to fight smart. Ideally from orbit.
We do have stockpiles of antibiotics. It's not as though everyone would die from a single shot.
No, Shepard's right. You've only seen our strike ops, Tali. Don't have all the fancy equipment in a frontline fight. Supplies get strained. Things get ugly fast.
So there's perhaps at least part of the answer to what might happen if, say, the Quarians that are trying to engage in an all-out war against the Geth get their way. Hearing it here from frontline soldier, Cal Rieger says it may not be pretty. So then, presence on... Yeah, why are you here on this ship?
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Talizora. I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Cal.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
Is there any way you can help?
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Ron asked my opinion about the Geth since I'd fought on Haystrom. She and Admiral Gerrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were hesitant, but, well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarai. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
Alright, and that does appear to be the last thing we can chat with you about.
Get going.
In that case.
Good luck on the Alarai. Stay safe out there.
So yes, Cal Rieger
Loyalty to the fleet
and Vitor.
Talizor is guilty.
I think we heard that previously. And then I think there... Yeah, this was the same types of comments we were hearing as we first walked in. I think there may still be one other person we can chat with here. Let's see. The person that first let us in?
Talizora and Farah are out of control. This is on their heads.
Yeah.
I didn't expect a human to be such a good speaker.
Captain Cardana?
My father dead or trapped on the Alarai? My name stripped? How could you not tell me this, Captain?
I'm sorry, Tali. I was under orders from Admiral Ran herself. I couldn't say anything. She wanted to get you onto the Alarai. She said that the Admiralty board needed to see your reactions. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
I mean... Out of curiosity, is there anyone guarding Normandy right now, or is that basically your job?
Why'd you post guards outside our ship?
Aside from the fact that your crew is Cerberus, technically it's under quarantine. Any accidental intership contact could sicken or kill our crew.
Oh. Right. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure what the significance of asking about the fleet's current location is. Obviously, it's a fleet. It moves.
Why's the fleet here? A binary blue giant system isn't the most hospitable place in the galaxy.
Not if you're looking for a planet to land on. We've been doing a lot of deep-range travel. The bulk of the fleet is here to charge up using photovoltaic solar cells. We're running an ice mining operation at the Red Dwarf 6 light years off. They haul it here, and we melt it for water, or crack it into deuterium, hydrogen, and oxygen.
Okay. I suppose that makes sense. As for where the fleet is headed next, care to share?
Who decides where the Migrant fleet is going?
That's a more complex question than you might think. The Conclave votes on where we're going, but the Admiralty works out how we get there safely. Avoiding areas of piracy, scheduling resupply, that sort of thing.
So, as a ship captain, do you have a say?
Seems like you're cut out of the loop.
Raya has a representative in the Conclave, like every other ship. But me, personally, I don't get to say in anything that happens beyond my ship's hull. If my crew doesn't like the way things are going, we're free to leave the fleet at any time. Of course, since the Raya produces about a third of the fleet's food, they try to keep us happy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Obviously, Tali is originally from the Raya. So I suppose it might be one of the bigger ships in the fleet, I would have to think, if it produces a third of the fleet's food and several of the people that we know are from it. So, okay. That's, I suppose, good context. But that appears to be all we can ask you about here.
We'll talk to you later, Captain.
Okay, and I believe that is the last of the people that we can chat with here. In the interest of the Quarian security, no one may leave until the trial is complete. Again, the whole concern about cross-contamination and people getting infected. Oh, thank you. I think Tali can as well. Yeah, we've heard plenty of you, Debbie Downer. I want to hear more from these Quarians who seem to be in support of Tali. Thank you very much. Unless they're done.
Even during the hearing, Tali's first thought is to protect the fleet.
Exactly. Never mind the fact that she may have brought the Geth onto the fleet with us. That may or may not be standing next to you.
To be such a good speaker.
Okay, I think we've heard all that.
Can retake the Alarai, Talizora.
Talizora right with the get. What more proof did the Admiral?
Even during the hearing, Tali's first thought is to protect the fleet.
Alright, so I think we are done with basically everything here before we head over to the Alarai. So let's save. And it is important. There is something, it's not purely just for your general understanding and lore and what have you, that you want to speak to all the admirals and other people here. No, there is reason to do so, so I encourage you, if you are playing along with us, to do the same as well. Of course, also just makes it a lot more interesting to get all that context to understand where everyone is coming from, because as we started to hear, in many cases, the question is not so much is Tali guilty or innocent as much as it is the admirals seem to be trying to determine, are the Quarians looking to take on the Geth in all-out war? Or is it perhaps better to run away and try to find a way to keep the peace? Is peace even possible with the Geth? Okay, so I think we're ready to move on here. And I believe that means we head straight ahead here. And again, it's just, I think it's so fascinating getting the chance to see firsthand what it's like to see, experience, be on the home world, or in this case, the home ship, of people and races that we have seen and spoken to previously, but just never gotten the chance to experience firsthand. So, you know, it's one thing previously when we were on Tuchanka, where we've heard and seen so much about the all of the Krogan, and yet we just It's purely up to our imagination to try to picture what it would be like. You know, how exactly did these Krogan come to be the way that they came to be? And Tuchanka obviously shaped them significantly, and absolutely the case for the Quarians and their fleet as well. They're forced to live on ships because they no longer have a homeworld. So I just think all those tiny little details are that much more interesting for that reason.
What more proof did the Admirals need?
Even during the hearing, Talisor's first...
Yes, we've, I believe, heard all these comments. The shuttle guard.
Is that really a Geth, Talizora? The guards at the docking bay said...
Don't worry, it's under our control. With luck, it will help us retake the Alarai.
If you say so. Per Admiral Rand's orders, the shuttle is prepared for you and Captain Shepard of West Normandy.
Okay, do you happen to know what we're up against here?
Can you tell us anything about what we'll find on the Alarai?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Not many Marines made it back from the initial assault. They talked about massive waves of Geth, though. More than there should have been.
There shouldn't have been any at all.
Right. I mean that they're afraid the Geth are building or repairing more of themselves from materials on the Alarai.
That's not good. So if we want to, this is definitely the way to progress further. If you want to, you can say not ready to leave yet, and then, like I said, if you have yet to speak to the admirals or other people that you had previously met, like Cal Rieger or Vitor, then that's your chance to go back and give them a quick hello. And I do encourage you to do that if you haven't yet done so, but we have done that, so I think we're ready.
Let's head to the Alarai.
Of course. I'll unlock the shuttle now. Good luck with those Geth, Talizora. Kila Selai.
Alright, let's see. Retake the Alarai. So, Tali agreed to board the Geth-infested ship Alarai to look for evidence that will exonerate her and her father. So, retake the Alarai from the Geth and find evidence to clear Tali's name. Alright, sounds so simple when you put it that way, but I'm afraid it probably will not be. And that may be an indication of just that. So, before we go any further, let's just take a second here. Activate our ammo ability for everybody here. So remember, Tali is on the heavy pistol and the shotgun. We just upgraded, actually, both these things recently, so should be packing some extra damage. Legion is assault rifle and sniper, so we actually have a good variety of weapons here between, certainly, Tali and Legion, and we can do a number of things as well. So that's good stuff.
Switch up!
And then we switch, I said all that, and then we can switch ourselves. Make sure we have Incendiary on all of our weapons now. Incendiary, granted, it is squad ammo, so it is giving everyone an ammo power, which gives them a little bit extra damage, but it is most effective against armor, and Geth tend to be shielded enemies more than anything, and it does usually sort of stun or panic, or at least can stun or panic, organic enemies. Not the case with synthetics, so it's not the best ammo power. In fact, it might be the worst ammo power for this situation. Maybe shredder ammo from Thane, but it's better than nothing, at the very least. So without further ado, let's just make sure we actually have people on weapons of choice. I think this might be more of a Vindicator situation here. I'm not sure we're going to have too many opportunities to be sniping peoples.
Right.
So let's go for it. Let's see, have we, I forget if we saved, we may have saved before we did this, but now that we're actually on the Alarai, let's make sure we do that. Okay, and as you can probably imagine, there's no going back now, so here goes nothing. That certainly looks like a Geth. Hey, Legion, by any chance, can you just communicate with them and maybe convince them to be nice to us? Because that'd be great. I would love that. But I'm afraid not. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a Geth Trooper, we have another Geth Trooper, and there's, in theory, someone else here as well. So, again, the shields are going to be an issue, because we do have AI hacking, which can help us control these Geth and make it so that we don't have to fight as many simultaneously, but we can't do that until their shields are down. So now that the shields are down on this one, we could go that route. Generally, the ideal situation is to hack one of the Geth in the back, so that way all the Geth that are trying to attack you have to actually turn around to fight the Geth that you just hacked, rather than if we go this route here and hack this guy, then, you know, these Geth don't really have to move, they just keep on shooting at this guy, and makes it a little bit tougher to get the job done, but I think we still go for it. Now remember, Legion's AI hacking is stronger than Tally's. Okay, we did see more enemies come through here. I think it is more Geth. So, see, I think Tally may have hacked another one here, perhaps? If not, then let's hack this one now. So while they're distracted, I believe that was a hunter. It was. So that hunter is significantly more dangerous than the basic troopers. It's bigger, it hits harder, so now would be a good time to re-establish our hack. Did we hack it? I think we hacked it. Also, that hunter is uncomfortably close. We can hack the hunter now that it is shieldless. I don't love that the hunter is right next to us, though. Okay, we did kill the hacked hunter, which I think was actually a good thing, because when it is that close to us, that means that when the hack wears off, then it will turn around and shoot us in the face from point blank, and for hunters that have very powerful shotguns, that is not a good idea. So our idea here is basically just going to be to try to non-stop hack enemies. That's another hunter. And if we can hack the hunters, that's great. We need our cooldown to wear off here. Legion, please do the honors. Once again, we want to be a little careful about that one, though. Because right now I think it is the only enemy. Right now it's friendly, but right now it is not. So, and the Reeve does very little to it. Because that is another power that is best against organics, not synthetics. So that is the weakness of this team, is that in terms of raw damage dealing, it's not great. We did use a lot of metagels in the Reaper IFF mission, so yeah, we do need some of those. But yeah, we don't have a lot of raw damage with this team, but we have a lot of ability to mess with the Geth using the AI hacking. So we at least have that. See, we have laptop for some monies. We have another laptop for some more monies. We have a Quarian log.
Something's slowing down the systems. We're taking down the firewalls to rebalance load distribution. Railzora ordered us to bypass standard safeties. Following security protocols will take too long.
Following security protocols will take too long? That sounds like that is a recipe for disaster, though. Okay. Credits, because we don't need the power cells. Sure, we're full on ammo. That's also good. Ooh, that looks like another dead Quarian. Okay, in this little med bay area, we have some stuffs. We can take more metagel. We do still need it. We can hack this terminal. I'm bad at hacking terminals, so let's maybe save before we do this. Oh, it was right up there. Here's another one, though. We're looking for the purple, not that purple, but this purple. Then we're looking for, ooh, watch out for that wall of bad stuff. Is it this? It is this. Nice, that's a lot of credits. What is the deal with this repair drone, Tally?
This is one of the storage units I sent to Father. looks like parts from a disabled repair drone, plus a reflex algorithm that I didn't recognize. I got this on Haystrom.
Okay. Is there a reason why you chose to send that?
What made a part worth sending back to your father?
It had to be in working order, something that could be analyzed and integrated into other technology. Anything new had priority. Technology the Geth had developed themselves, signs of modification, clues to their thinking.
Okay. How exactly did you do that salvaging on Haystrom? Of course, we know you were trapped for at least a bit, as Cal Rieger was trying to fend off the Geth.
Haystrom was a war zone. How did you salvage gear in the middle of all that?
These suits have more pockets than you'd think. Quarians have learned how to salvage whatever we can, whenever we can. Within reason. We're not Vorcha, but we repair what most people would throw away. Hundreds of the ships in our fleet were salvaged wrecks, either found dead in space or purchased for next to nothing.
Alright, I suppose that makes sense then. What about, how exactly did you get it to your father from Haystrom?
How did you get these things to your father?
Sometimes I left packages at secure drops in civilized areas. Someone on pilgrimage would see that it was shipped home. For very valuable finds, I'd signal home, and Father would send a small ship.
Okay. Does any of this help us on our mission here?
Does that salvaged gear give you a clue as to what happened here?
No, I don't know. Shepard, I checked everything I sent here. I passed up great finds because they might be too dangerous, prone to uncontrolled reactivation or self-repair. I don't know which possibility is worse. That I got sloppy and sent something dangerous, or that Father actually did all this.
Okay. Yeah, we may not want an answer to that. Let's see, we have Quarian log here we can play.
Who's running the system diagnostic? I didn't authorize. Oh, Keela. How many Geth are networked?
All of them. Rail Zora.
Shut it down. Shut everything down. They're in the system.
That doesn't sound good. That sounds very bad, in fact. Okay, now, do we want to go here? Or do we want to go there? I'm actually not entirely sure. Oh, hold on. We got a monitor we can hack, though. Once again, I am bad at hacking. Okay, we're looking for that one. And that one, conveniently. Then, might have been that one that was staring us right in the face for a second there. No, I see it. It's this.
This should come in handy.
Ooh, and it's Geth shield strength, which would increase Legion's shields. It's a little ironic that we're powering up or learning how to power up a Geth on Quarian's loyalty mission, but of course we are deep in Geth investigation mode here, so I suppose it makes sense in that way. So, okay, and I think we probably want to save here as well, because, well, let's just say, might want to pull this back out. So we got friends.
Incoming.
Yup, that's a hunter. Okay, fortunately, we got rid of its shields. So that means we can now hack it. Are there enemies here? Or is it quite literally just this hunter? Because if it's quite literally just this hunter, then we're just going to shoot it in the face. And get rid of it. Seems like, at least for the moment, that is all. We'll check out the laptop for some credits. Another laptop for more credits. Okay. Remember, that's Legion. That is not an enemy. That Geth. And, oh, sneaky little wall safe here. let's see. We've got, ooh, those ones right next to each other are sometimes kind of tricky. There's the potential to misclick. Okay, we got that though. This, and that means the last one is this. Nice. Okay, oh, and another Quarian log. Okay, is there anything else here before we look at that? I don't think so.
Lockdown navigation. Weapons are offline. Our mistake won't endanger the fleet. They're burning through the door. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. Mommy loves you very much.
Ooh. Jonah. Mommy loves you very much. Okay, let's save again. If you can, remember that name, Jonah. Okay, we got more friends, including a Geth trooper here. It looked red, made me think it was a rocket trooper for a second there. I'm a little bit surprised. I think there may be more. Oh, that's a hunter in there. Okay. Please allow me to take cover. Thank you. Legion, don't be here. Oh, the hunter has the tiniest bit of shields left. Okay, so, like, if you guys could actually stay here, that would definitely be considerably safer. That was a clutch drone, though, because it distracted quite literally everybody. Okay. If we could take a second here to hack the hunter. I ideally would have preferred to have done it with Legion, because Legion is a better hacker than Tally is. We prioritize the hacks on Legion and the drone on Tally, but we can make do. Okay, let's see. So, defenseless Geth, we can also, of course, pull Shepard, like so. Okay, that hunter may have been friendly, but I'm not sure that's the case anymore. It is definitely not the case anymore. It is almost dead, but if we do hack it... Oh, well, so much for that. Oh, and it used Legion's cooldown as well. Darn. Okay, let's, in that case, send out some drones here to distract them. Alright, Legion, if you could, like, actually get into cover, though. And these Geth here should be pretty occupied with that drone, so that's good. These ones, less so. This one is weak, though. We can hack it. Oh, if we don't destroy it. Okay, are there any Geth that don't have shields that we can actually hack? That's a hunter. Let's hack that. That'll take down that other Geth. That a hunter that just came through here? Yes, it is. Not enough to get rid of its shields, though. Hunter versus hunter? Maybe. Maybe our hunter can take out their hunter. Okay, now let's hack the other hunter. If we'd like for it to be with... I was gonna say with Tally, because Legion had already hacked someone, but no, Legion's wore out right as I was saying that, and this hunter is about to become a huge problem unless we hack it right now. And we did. Okay, but we need to be careful of these hunters right next to each other. Or right next to us, I should say. Okay, more troopers. This one is shieldless, so we can hack it. Let's do that. So that is, of course, our key to success here, is doing a whole lot of hacks. Also, we should take this guy out while we can. Because he will not be hacked forever. There we go. Okay. Is that the last of them? It seems like it. That was a whole lot of Geth. Oh, we got some palladium here. That was a resource we were in desperate need of previously. We then subsequently made a pretty deliberate point of getting more of it via probe. Let's see. That is the way through. Let's grab... Okay, we no longer need the metagels, so we're just getting the credits at this point. I mean, that's fine. Seems like that's everything in here. Okay, we have more stuff to... more dead Quarians, and we can talk to Tali about this console.
This console might have something. Most of the data is corrupted, but a few bits are left. They were performing experiments on Geth systems, looking for new ways to overcome Geth resistance to reprogramming.
Okay. What do you think of all that?
Do you think testing weapons on the Geth was right?
It's not testing weapons on prisoners, Shepard. I only sent Father parts. Even if he assembled them, they wouldn't be sapient. You saw what Saren and Sovereign did with the Geth. Any research that gives us an advantage is important.
Okay, I mean, it sounds like you didn't exactly know that it was going to be tests on live Geth as much as you thought it was just going to be parts and only parts.
Did you know what kind of tests your father was running?
No, Father just told me to send back any Geth technology I could find that wasn't a direct danger to the fleet. I suspected he might be testing weapons, but I thought he was just working on new ways to bypass shields or armor.
Okay. Anything useful out of that?
Did any of that data clear your name?
Doubtful. This is mostly results data, effects of different disruptive hacking techniques. I don't understand all of it. But they may have been activating the Geth deliberately. I don't know. Nothing here says specifically, but if they were, then Father was doing something terrible. What was all this, Father? You promised you'd build me a house on the homeworld. Was this going to bring us back home?
Oh, not sure that's a good idea.
Maybe it's time for your people to let go of reclaiming your world from the Geth.
You have no idea what it's like. You have a planet to go back to. My home is one hull breach away from extinction.
That may be, but it is still a home.
You've got a place here, Tali. Don't throw it away in a war you don't need.
Don't need? Shepard, if I don't wear a helmet in my own home, I die. A single kiss could put me in the hospital. Every time you touch a flower with bare fingers, inhale its fragrance without air filters, you're doing something I can't. Damn the pilgrimage. Without it, I might never have known what I was missing, what we had lost when we lost our home world.
Then maybe the answer is to find a new homeworld.
Have the Quarians considered colonizing a new world?
We'd have enough difficulty reacclimating to our own native environment. Adjusting for exposure to a foreign colony would be even harder. It's the difference between 60 years and 600. For anyone alive now to watch a sunset without a mask, we must take back our home. At the very least, we can take back one ship. Come on.
Alright. A few Paragon points from that. And, some details about the experiments that Tali's father was conducting, or at least appears to have been conducting. There is a wall safe we can bypass here as well. Let's see. Ooh, it's a little tricky there. Just making sure we click on the right thing. Once again there. It's this one, top one, with this. Then it's you guys. Then it's lastly you guys. Okay, some more credits there. Then outside of that, I think we just pretty much anytime we're about to go through one of these doors, I think we want to save, because generally there's a lot of Geth whenever we go through one of them. So here we go. And yes, although we don't immediately see any here, I think that is still the answer. Oh, that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Enemy hit.
Oh. Legion, did you hack this one? Because you're on cooldown with... Oh, no, you must put that drone out there. Tali, can you hack this one then? Oh, and we got people flanking us. We got people flanking us. Let's see, that's a trooper. That is a very fast hunter. Oh my gosh. We have to charge. Otherwise, we are going to die. And then you could hack this hunter. That would be amazing. And then if we could, say, put a drone down there to distract those guys, that would be amazing. We're still getting flanked on this side a little bit. A little bit. This hunter may be back up, in which case let's make sure we rehack it. There we go. Yeah, it was up. Okay, but that is still a very dangerous place to have a hunter. So I'm not too keen on it staying there.
Ready for next target.
Because there it goes. Okay, it is down. Let's hack. Ideally, this guy to see if we can get the other Geth to turn around. This Geth did not care. It is almost dead though. So I think we just charge this one. Get our shields back. And ooh, that's a hunter right on top of us. That is very, very bad. Try to distract it with the drone. And then hack it. Okay, that's great. Let's try to get rid of the ones over here. Okay, that is our hunter at the moment, but that is about to change. It has changed. Okay, now it's gone. Technically speaking, I believe there is a little bit of a gimmick you can do here, where if you get to this door, you can stop them from respawning. You can actually, you may even be able to do that by spawning a combat drone nearby. Another thing you can do is by doing the Biotic Charge. It is also potentially possible, if I'm remembering correctly. So of course, at least in the case of Biotic Charge, a little bit easier said than done, because if you do that, then congratulations, you're now downstairs with all the Geth. They may have stopped spawning new ones, but there are still several down there for you to deal with from point-blank range, which is a little bit of a tricky situation to deal with. So I think the ideal solution is really the combat drone, though, you know, can you ever really afford to do that? Maybe not. Yeah, because they keep on coming through here. So I might try to spawn a drone on this one here. Using Tally's ability if we can, although, then again, if we could hack a hunter, that's also an intriguing thought. There's a laptop there as well, so, you know, if you speed through and just go through the door immediately, then looks like you might miss out on some credits as well. Let's see, if we go... Anyone else we'd like to hack? We can now hack this guy. Oh, the hunter technically is still ours. That is, I think, about to change. It has now changed. Tally is getting way too eager here. It's like over there. Preferably, you know, behind cover where you were previously. But since the option is either on top of this or back here, I guess the answer is back there. I would say spawn a drone here to try to cover for yourself. That might have bought you just enough time. Okay, so now Tally, if you could actually go here, that'd be great. Where did Legion go? Legion, did you just go down there as well? Okay, that hunter should be hackable. It may even be the last enemy. Oh, Legion's just chilling over there in the corner. I think it may be, which means let's just, while it is stunned, take it out. And the music seems to have dissipated here. I think that may have been the last of the enemies. So You're definitely not on full ammo. But, excuse me, guys. Just gonna look around for, you know, like an ammo clip or something. We are, I think, slightly off full. There we go. Okay, so as we were saying, yeah, there is a laptop down here that I think may be worth credits, as was the case previously. And another laptop here, worth some more credits. And then medkit, we don't need, but it gives us slightly more credits. And then, what did I just see there? Oh, Quarian log, okay.
First entry. Our hacking attempts failed. The Geth have an adaptive consciousness. Hack one process and the others autocorrect. Still, we're making progress. Rail Zora is convinced we'll have a viable system in less than a year. This weapon will put our people back on the homeworld, and it's all because of Rail Zora.
So, was he trying to find a way to permanently hack the Geth? Is that the idea? Kind of like what one of the admirals was saying before, that the ideal situation would be to take control over the Geth once again. Let's save. Because that's a dead Quarian.
No. You always had a plan. Masked life signs or an onboard medical stasis program, maybe. You wouldn't. They're wrong. You wouldn't just die like this. You wouldn't leave me.
Hey, come here.
Paragon interrupt.
Damn it.
Comfort Tally a bit.
I'm sorry.
You've got nothing to be sorry about.
Maybe the game will tab out in this very emotional moment.
He left a message.
Tally, if you are listening, then I am dead. The Geth have gone active. I don't have much time. The main hub will be on the bridge. You'll need to destroy it to stop their VI processes from forming new neural links. Make sure Hangerl and Darozen see the data. They must.
Thanks, Dad.
Whew. So that's a whole lot to take in. I mean, of course, I suppose in some ways you got a bit of a forewarning because there were a lot of people telling her that things were not looking good on the LRI, and so they were assuming everyone on there was dead, including her father. Of course, we saw Tally argue that point every time someone brought it up and said, no, surely not the case. You can't just assume that yet. We need to check it out. But, no, I don't know if it really made a difference in that case. She never really wanted to believe that that could have been possible, and then now it just, of course, hit her like a ton of bricks. So, I mean, he did what he could.
He knew you'd come for him. He was trying to help you. It's not perfect. It's not what you wanted. But it's the best he could do.
I don't know what's worse. Thinking he never really cared, or thinking that he did, and that this was the only way he could show it. It doesn't matter. One way or the other, I cared. And I'm here. And we're ending this.
Alright, well, with that, we get a bit of an update here. So, Tally has agreed to board the Geth-infested ship, the Alarai, to look for evidence that will exonerate her and her father. We're on the Alarai now. We found her father, and it doesn't look like we're rescuing him. So, at this stage, we're just looking to disable the console to shut down the Geth network, to prevent them from establishing new neural links. I believe what her father was saying. So, let's see, did we come in through this way? Got the stairs, we've got this door to the left. with another medkit, power cells that we do not presently need, trade more dead Quarians, and then this stuff here to bypass. These guys, and then these guys. Okay. Believe that was everything here. We're all loaded up on ammo. That's good. I thought I just saw something. Yeah, another wall safe. Okay, that's simple enough. These ones right next to each other. You gotta be careful not to misclick. There we are. Alright, and that was probably everything in this little room. A lot in there, but I think we're good now. Just don't look down. Just don't look down. Let's save here. Oh. Hello. Those are some big geth. So we've got ourselves what looks to be... might be a normal geth on the leftmost side there. The right... that two geth? That might be two geth on the right. One of them is a normal trooper. The one that's a little bit further back looks a little bit taller. That might be a hunter. The one in the middle, this big one here, is obviously... that's got to be a prime, and that's why our radar is currently jammed. So that's a big one. That's going to be a bit of a problem. They don't seem to be paying attention to us right now. Let's just nab this model flotilla ship while we're at it real quick. And maybe access this laptop for some extra credits real quick. And then, so how do we want to announce ourselves here? Can we build this up? We can. We can. We want to go the side with more people on it. I think the ideal answer might be go the right side, try to get a fully charged shot on what I think is the hunter there, and then if we can do that and completely remove its shields, hack that, then it might be good enough to take out one of the smaller geth.
Contact forward.
I totally whiffed. Like, completely whiffed.
Target contact.
Okay, but it has been hacked. So now let's have that do the dirty work. Hunter, please go the other way. Okay, it is getting very stupid. It was not smart enough to know that this was a wall that it could not go through. So that didn't help. That is an opposing combat drone. The primes can make them. Prime still has armor here. Oh, hello. Goodbye. We got rid of the shields for what that's worth. Okay. We can, in that case, switch to a different weapon, which I think would be better against armor for everyone, at least.
Change weapons.
Oh. Speedy Prime. Okay, now we can, I mean, technically hack it and have it stand still. While we shoot at it, it will gain shields in the process, but it gives us a little bit of time to get free shots. Ooh, that didn't look good. What the heck was that? Well, the Prime is dead. Okay, that appears to have been the last of them. So we grabbed the model ship from there. We grabbed the credits from that laptop there. Load up on ammo for whatever that's worth. We have the Quarian console over there to get the evidence. Is that all we have remaining, though? It may be. It may be. So, in that case, I think we nab it. I think we nab it.
This console is linked to the main hub Father mentioned. Disabling it shut down any geth we missed. It looks like some of the recordings remained intact. They'll tell us how this happened, what Father did.
You okay?
You sound like you don't really want to hear it.
No. We have to. I know. This is terrible, Shepard. I don't want to know that he was part of this.
Perhaps we should inform the Admiralty Board, just to be safe.
No, we're too close. I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. I'm not going to sit and wait while the politicians argue.
We'd have an easier time of it if Tali Zora could send back more working material.
Absolutely not. I don't want Tali exposed to any political blowback. Leave Tali out of this.
Well, we know how that went.
New gets with what we have. Bypass security protocols if need be.
I mean, yeah. He wanted to keep his promise. That much is true. But how far was he willing to go to do that? Perhaps too far.
It sounds like he was doing this for you.
I never wanted this, Shepard. Keela, I never wanted this. Everything here is his fault. I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but this... When this comes up in the trial, they'll... We can't tell them. Not the admirals, not anyone.
Ooh, so you don't... You either don't want to tell them the truth, or you just want to deliberately exclude this crucial piece of information because you don't want to share it?
Tali, without this evidence, you're looking at exile.
You think I don't know that? You think I want to live knowing that I can never see the fleet again? But I can't go back into that room and say that my father was the worst war criminal in our people's history. I cannot.
Ooh, I mean, if you put it that way, worst war criminal in your people's history, that is tough. Okay, well, you know what? We'll see at the trial.
We're not going to decide anything here. Let's see what the Admirals say once we get back.
You're my captain in this hearing, Shepard. It's your decision. But please, don't destroy what my father was. Come on. If we wait too long, they'll decide we're already dead, and none of this will matter.
So one thing to bear in mind for this mission is things can go horribly, horribly wrong if you do not, well, succeed in what you're trying to do here. So, kind of like Thane's loyalty mission, kind of like Samar's loyalty mission in that way. So, you know, maybe we save before we do this, but just be careful, is all I'm saying.
We need to face facts. There has been no word. There is no reason to think Tali Zora survived.
It sounds like the hearing is already underway.
We must trust Shepard's offer of assistance. It's only been a few hours.
The Quarian Marines lasted less than 5 minutes, Admiral. Call it.
A pity Shepard passed Normandy as a better speaker than a soldier. I recommend posthumously exiling Tali Zora.
What? It was agreed that Tali Zora would not be convicted if she were killed in action.
It was suggested, Admiral. I recall no agreement. To that end, I call for an immediate vote.
Ooh, okay. Maybe we jump in then. Those actually the admirals, though? 'Cause I don't think so. Even though it really sounded like it, and we could sort of see their names there. Maybe that was coming in over an intercom or something like that. But yeah, let's make it over there.
Very well. Is the Admiralty Board prepared to render judgment?
Sorry we're late.
You know, I was just thinking you guys should probably pardon Tali.
Tali Zora Vas Normandy saved the Alarai. I hope this proves her loyalty to the Quarian people.
Her loyalty was never in doubt, only her judgment.
Perhaps Tali Zora can offer something to encourage more trust in her judgment.
Did you find anything on the Alarai that could clarify what happened there?
Tali gives us the look.
Shepard, please.
Does Captain Shepard have any new evidence to submit to this hearing?
Who needs evidence, right? full disclosure, this is one of possibly the most difficult morality check to pass in the entire game. So it's kind of may not be something you can rely upon, but we have it, so we'll take it.
Tali helped me defeat Saren and the Geth at the Citadel. That should be all the evidence you need.
I fail to see what relevance...
You're not really interested in Tali, are you? This trial isn't about her. It's about the Geth.
This hearing has nothing to do with the Geth.
You want people to sympathize with them. And Geralt wants to go to war. None of you care about Tali. She knows more about the Geth than any other Quarian alive. You should be listening to her, not putting her on trial. Tali Zora saved the Citadel. She saved the Alarai. She showed the galaxy the value of the Quarian people. I can't think of stronger evidence than that.
Are the admirals prepared to render the judgment? Tali Zora, in light of your history of service, we do not find sufficient evidence to convict. You are cleared of all charges. Commander
What?
Shepard, please accept these gifts in appreciation for you taking the time to represent one of our people.
Mission accomplished. Then, with our parting remarks, we can go, by the way, good luck in the war. Or we can say, maybe you should try this whole peace thing on.
If you appreciate me, then listen. The Reapers are coming. I'm going to need your help to stop them. Please don't throw away your lives against the Geth.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. I hope this board carefully considers your advice.
This dude. This
hearing
Chorus
is
dude.
Concluded. Go in peace, Tali Zora vas Normandy. Kila Salai.
I can't believe you pulled that off. What you said. I've never had anyone speak like that on my behalf. Thank you for being there for my father and me. Even when... Thank you.
Whew. So, there are many different ways that the outcome of the trial can resolve. Of course, one of them, as I was saying, is to use either the charm option or the intimidate option. However, as I was saying, that is an extremely difficult check to make. You need to be pretty darn committed to either being a full-blown Paragon player or a full-blown Renegade player in order to have that be an option to you. Now, I'll venture into spoiler territory a little bit here, so just heads up, as I talk a little bit about some of the other potential outcomes, and I'll continue the conversation when we are with Tali, when we are done talking spoilers, in case you are concerned about those. But other ways it can go down is that if you do not have, most importantly, if you do not have the points, the Renegade or Paragon points to meet the Charm or Intimidate option, then your best alternative is if you have saved both Vitor and Cal Rieger, which again, remember, Vitor was from very early on in Freedom's Progress, the tutorial, and so, turns out, very important decision to send him back to the Quarian fleet rather than Cerberus. So you need him to go to the Quarian fleet very early on. You need to speak to him before you head to the Alarai, as we did. Similarly, with Cal Rieger, needs to survive the recruitment mission in which we first encounter him, and then you need to speak to him before you go to the Alarai. So if you cannot meet the Charm or Intimidate criteria, and you speak to those guys, then they can advocate on Tali's behalf, and they can convince people to exonerate Tali. Then, if you can't do that, for any of those reasons, then things start to get really tricky, and you're talking about facing some kind of pretty significant downside. And I suppose I won't go into much more detail than that in case, I suppose that's already plenty spoilers there. So, let's leave it at that. But as for the results of this trial, I mean, we were able to exonerate Tali, but, I mean, I don't know why she would be disappointed from that, I suppose, because we were able to avoid having to implicate her father as well.
You can still go back in and get you exiled if you want.
Thanks, but I'm fine with things like this. It's fun watching you shout.
I didn't do this for Rail. Did this, or as in, didn't do this for her father? Did it for Tali? I mean, that may be, but I'm not sure that's... It's a little too soon to be saying that, I think.
Come on, Talizora Vas Normandy. Let's get back to our ship.
Thank you, Captain.
I'll take it.
Alright, so, then, that I'll take it, as we will see soon, I think, is a tech damage upgrade that we got from one of the admirals from, is it Rail? Our friend. No, Ron, our friend, for basically succeeding in that. We got a whole bunch of Paragon points, of course. We can leave the mission here. However, we can still chat with people after the fact, and I think they do still have new things to say to us, so let's make a point of doing that.
The Admirals thought they were humbling you by forcing you to represent her, Shepard. I'm glad they were wrong. You didn't mention survivors. Did you find real Tali? I am sure he would have left you a message if he'd had time.
Ooh, so this is a loaded question. Yes, would lead toward potentially going down that path where we're talking about the things Tali doesn't want us to talk about with her father. Whereas if we say didn't care about Tali, basically just leaves Tali out of the picture and continues to keep Tali's record pretty clean.
He did leave a message. Rail used his last words to give Tali orders. That's all that mattered to him.
I know how that might seem.
Or phrase it that way.
Safety was the gift Riel wanted to give to his daughter.
I never asked for that. It wasn't the gift I wanted.
I know, but it's the only one he could give. Good luck on your mission. No matter how dark it gets, the fleet is always with you. Kila Salai.
Inspiring words from, yes, what seems to be our closest friend in the Quarian fleet. Then Geralt.
Talk of war gives me chills. I hope it's just rhetoric.
I mean, I do kind of hope so too. But Admiral Geralt was, well, Tali's father's friend.
You called us on the carpet out there, Shepard, and you were right. Thank you. Tali shouldn't have been involved in that argument. Tell me, though, honestly, what did you find over there? You spoke well, but I know a feint when I see it.
I think we can tell him. I think we can tell him. He was Rail's friend.
Off the record, Rail Zora was bringing the Geth online and networking them for weapons tests.
Kila.
You can never tell anyone, Hen.
You have my word. Thanks for keeping quiet. I would have hurt what your father wanted for the fleet. I'm just glad you didn't have to pay for his mistakes. Be well, Tali. Fly safe.
Okay, a few more Paragon points for that as well. Then Chorus, this being the guy who, you know, wasn't the biggest fan of us, or didn't claim that to be the case, just said that his ideas were different from our ideas, or Tali's father's ideas, but clearly seemed to be holding a bit of a grudge.
Very impressive, Shepard. Thank you for your help on the Alarai. And thank you for helping Rail Zora's daughter. You stood for her when we failed. We were wrong to let our own concerns about the war overshadow Tali's trial.
Okay, well, I mean, something is to be said for pushing for peace.
The galaxy needs more people saying what you're saying, Admiral. Good luck.
Thank you, Commander.
Okay, a few more Paragon points from that. No, we can't go back in toward this place where we approach the Alarai.
I can't believe Tali and her captain took back The Alarai.
It's true. It is true. I'm a little curious to see if the random NPCs have any more to say, because they were fairly talkative before we were heading out. Let's see, I'm not sure if Cal Rieger and Vitor are still over there on the far side, but we can check, I suppose. Yeah, they are.
The Alarai was a good stuff, but there are lots more Geth out there that need killing.
Okay, but just not this one. This one's our Geth.
I was wrong. Talizara was innocent after all.
See?
Hello again, Commander. Good luck, Tali.
Good luck to you too, Vitor. And here's the other Admiral, Admiral Zen.
Very impressive speech, Commander Shepard. But tell me truly, did you recover any of Rael Zora's research on the Alarai?
Nothing that will help you, Admiral.
Pity. Oh well. Whatever is created can be recreated. In any event, I am pleased that our talk regarding the war conundrum allowed you to help Tali. Her exile would have been unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you were definitely someone who was very much putting the whole question of war versus peace against the Geth far above Tali's actual guilt or innocence, and also trying to fight the Geth is probably not a good idea.
You should abandon your plans, Admiral. They're only going to make the situation worse.
We shall see, Commander. Many things are impossible until they are done.
Okay, if you say so. Let's see, Cal Rieger still over here? Yep, he is.
Nice talking, Shepard. It's funny how it takes a commander to remind the admirals about military honor. Glad they're off your back, ma'am. And that you didn't have to give them that evidence you found on the LRI.
I didn't say anything about finding evidence, Cal.
Noticed that, ma'am.
Huh? You just try to do a little Jedi mind trick on it? Not even Jedi mind trick, but just very clever. I don't even know how to... social engineering, I suppose, might be how I'd phrase it. Basically just get Tali to admit that she found evidence. You didn't know it, but you were just looking for her to confirm your theory, and by phrasing it that way, you set her up to do just that. So... yeah, do you think there will be a war? Because it does seem like that is certainly at the top of people's minds.
What's your take on the war? Are the Admirals going to try to retake the homeworld?
I won't shy away from a fight, but if the admirals throw the fleet at the Geth, all they'll get back is scrap metal. The best bet would be for us to find another way. But a soldier can't say unless his superiors ask.
Okay. Well, where do you go now?
Any idea what your next assignment's going to be?
I'm going to be escorting more techs around to look for signs of dark energy buildup. Maybe see if they can figure out what's causing it. Wherever they send me, it'll have to be less exciting than Haystrom.
Okay, so remember this. That is a callback to what happened on Haystrom, which we were hearing about when we were earlier on in this mission. And the star was expanding or dying more quickly than it was supposed to be doing, and there's some question as to how dark energy was tying into that, and that was kind of sort of spoilers, but also not really. That was supposed to be a much bigger theme in the overarching Mass Effect plot, and then it just kind of never materialized, and in theory, the rumor has it was that was supposed to be perhaps even the primary theme in the Mass Effect trilogy that would eventually get resolved, but then may have been switched relatively late on, when it may or may not have gotten leaked accidentally, and so now that is no longer the case. But there's still, I think, for many people in the Mass Effect community, there's this question, there's this thought in the back of people's minds as to, like, okay, but, like, is there still a way with perhaps future Mass Effect games or stories, comics, whatever it might be, that could somehow bring that aspect back into the narrative and find a way for it to be relevant again? Because it sounds interesting, but there just isn't a lot to go off here. But in that case, goodbye and good luck.
Stay safe out there, Rieger.
You too, Shepard. Ma'am.
Cal, just call me Tali.
I'll work on that, ma'am.
And I do like Cal Rieger. He does seem like a good guy.
Talk of war gives me hope. Maybe we can retake the whole world in my lifetime.
Except I don't think you can. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so, I mean, we can see if there's anyone else here to chat with. Can we still chat with?
Tali and Shepard are good at killing synthetics. Glad they're on our side.
See? Now people are a little more supportive. Can we still chat with the captain?
War with the Geth would be a disaster. We'd never retake the home world.
Yeah, so, as you can see, even beyond the admirals, the general Quarians, some of them saying, oh man, can't wait for this whole war thing, maybe we can take back the homeworld in my lifetime, whereas other people saying, no, there's no way we could ever pull it off. It's very conflicted. Then, you.
Congratulations, Talizora. I was skeptical about your choice in captains, but I see now that I was wrong.
Thank you, Captain. I'm just glad that this is over.
Also,
You'll
thanks,
always
but no
have a
thanks,
place on
man.
the ride whenever you decide to come home. Good luck out there.
Okay, and I think that is the last of the notable people for us to speak to. And so with that, we can conclude Tali's loyalty mission, and I think one of my favorite, and one of just overall the best designed levels in certainly Mass Effect 2, definitely even the Mass Effect trilogy, and perhaps even beyond that. Just an overall fantastic, fantastic level. So here we go. Mission complete. Talizora has been cleared of all charges, and her trust in Shepard ensures her loyalty on the mission. Political ramifications of Quarian war efforts against Geth are troubling. Likely to need Quarian forces against Reapers. Cannot risk additional instability. Exactly. That's a concern, is if the Quarians and the Geth start fighting each other and suddenly there are little to no Quarians or Geth remaining after all that, then that means fewer people to help us against the Reapers, which is not a good thing. We do get 750 experience here, but as I was saying, I believe we have technically already hit the level cap, so I don't think that's relevant at this stage. We unlock Tali's bonus power, Energy Drain, which is something that we were saying for a long time we very much wanted to get, and to tell you the truth, was originally the bonus power that I was planning for us to get on Shepard. Just that I knew that we were going to end up doing Tali's loyalty mission very late, so I figured, you know, we probably need a backup plan, because otherwise we were going to be going without a bonus power for a very, very long time. And it turned out that we actually had decent shields damage with our Geth Plasma Shotgun, so it didn't feel like it was quite as necessary for us to have a shield removal skill. Then we get a new outfit for Tali, and we also got the Geth Shield Strength upgrade, which we found as we were exploring, which gives 25% extra shield to, well, Geth squad mates, so Legion, of course. And then tech damage, which again we got from successfully exonerating Tali. I don't know if you get this if you fail to do that, which, in case you can't tell, is a possibility. And it is also possible that you walk away from this mission without gaining Tali's loyalty, so that is part of what I mean when I say that things can go horribly, horribly wrong if you do not succeed in this mission. Then, oh, found a whole lot of credits here, more than Cerberus funding. Usually those two are one and the same numbers. That's a little surprising, but okay. All right.
Commander, Legion would like to talk with you.
Legion would like to speak to us. And we do have those upgrades, which, if you look at our terminal here, see what they cost. Still, ooh, more platinum we need for the sniper headshots damage. I mean, I'm not super concerned about that, because we don't have snipers, and I don't really know to what extent our squad mates are actually using those to, or actually getting headshots on enemies with snipers. Let's see, so then we have the Geth shield training does cost platinum. It's pretty inexpensive. It's a decent bargain there. But then what was the other thing we picked up was tech damage. And that... should have shown up here, I would think. Or did we just automatically get it and not need to spend anything on it? Is it an armor? Oh, here it is. Under armor. Okay, it costs element 0. I mean, we got a whole bunch of that. 60% tech power damage is a ton. So, that's pretty nice. I think we definitely do that because we have plenty of EZO to spare. And we may go the Geth shield strength route here as well. I think I would probably prioritize that above and beyond the sniper headshot damage, so sure, let's go for it. And then, as we were saying, Legion would like to speak to us, and of course we just completed Tally's loyalty mission.
Commander, Legion would like to talk with you.
Before we do that, let's see if Joker has any comments on that previous mission.
We've got a Geth on board, not as a prisoner. Can you believe that?
Commander's taken out more Geth than anybody. This one must be different.
I mean, you're not wrong about that. Joker, thoughts?
I'm glad that mess is over for Tali, Commander. Some of those Quarians. I guess living your whole life aboard a ship can really mess with your priorities. Not that I would know. I'll just burn myself. Great.
I mean, you kind of did. You kind of did do it to yourself. I am curious, though, to hear what you have to say about Legion.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last, well, I always liked Tali, so let's just move on. Having Legion around is just begging for a rifle up your ass without the sweet talk. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
All right.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Okay. So, now, we might check our terminal just to see if we have any emails, but then we'll go and make a point of checking in with both Tally and Legion. Let's see. So for team status, Tally is now loyal. As we were saying, that will unlock her energy drain ability, which is going to be really big for her, because that means getting rid of opposing shields and giving herself additional shields, and she can only use AI hacking once opponents no longer have defenses, so getting rid of their shields more quickly and efficiently is a great way to set that up. Then in terms of messages, no, nothing there. Okay, so let us head down. And why don't we start with Tally, because of course that was Tally's mission, and then we'll go to Legion after that. These two have anything to say? This time round, no? So let's talk with Tally.
Keela, I'm sorry I dragged you into Quarian politics. All that infighting, seeing what my father did. You were the only one there for me, Shepard. The only cover I had against that storm. Thank you.
I mean, you think the politics around all that stuff will change? There's a lot of talk about war versus peace between the Quarians and the Geth.
I imagine they're trying to fill your father's spot on the Admiralty Board. What will that do to the balance of power?
I have no idea. Being exiled might have made it easier. A few people are suggesting me as a candidate. Replacing an admiral takes time, though. You may not have noticed, but Quarians like to debate.
No, we definitely did notice that. Is that your typical trial?
Are Quarian politics always like that?
Well, that was a little bit passive-aggressive there, but...
Sometimes it can actually get unpleasant. We're a very
And that
social
wasn't?
people, Shepard. We have to be, to make up for being stuck in these suits. And part of that means getting involved in each other's business.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I mean, you did deserve better.
The whole trial was insulting. You should have had time to mourn your father.
I don't think life is about what you deserve. But my father would be honored that I chose to mourn him by blowing up a lot of Geth. I should get back to work. But thanks for checking on me.
Alright, got some Paragon points for that. And then, I don't know, we can see if Tali has anything else to say above and beyond that, because that was, of course, in direct response to having just done her loyalty mission, but it has been a very long time since we spoke to her about anything other than her loyalty mission, because she's been asking us to do that for forever.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
I just wanted to talk.
Have you got time to talk?
I really need to clean up this engine. Maybe later?
Okay.
I'll let you work.
Talk to you later.
Alright then. In that case, now let's make a point of speaking with Legion, who is, of course, on a different floor. I mean, we could see if other people have anything to say. What happened to Tali? Not sure who would or wouldn't. I doubt Grunt would. Maybe Zaid?
Back for another lesson. Me and a buddy were hired to take out this one guard, Matthias, I think. Hell, I forget. Turns out it was a trap. We got jumped by a hit squad. 2 Batarians, a Krogan, and a Hanar. Damn jellyfish nearly choked me to death. Wore a neck brace for weeks to cover that up. Haven't underestimated a Hanar since.
Think we have heard that one before. Okay, and I don't think Jack will have anything to say. I mean, I suppose we can do a quick check with Grunt. Fairly confident with Jack, at least.
Shepard.
Just checking in. How you doing?
Battlemaster, I have everything. Clan, kin, and enemies to fight.
That's all
All
for
right.
now.
Nothing new from him. Anyone else have concerns about their fellow squad mates? Tali was getting accused of treason. See, Thane may have things to say in large part just because we haven't had that much time to speak with him.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Later. I'd like to consider what we've already discussed.
But it seems
I should
not.
go.
I shall return to my meditations.
Don't think Samara will have anything to say. I always forget which side is Samara, which side is Sumi.
Hey, got a minute? I'm really glad you got Tali out of trouble with the Migrant fleet. It's hard to see her upset.
See, in air quotes, but yes. So there you go. Sumi was concerned. Maybe even Garrus? He might be too preoccupied with his calibrations, but of course he and Tali do go back a bit.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit?
Alas.
Calibrations.
The calibrations.
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, and of course, I don't think anything from Miranda. I am doubtful of that. But Legion is over here.
Shepard, Commander. We have completed our analysis of the Reaper's data core.
Oh? What did you learn?
Did you find anything useful?
We were sent to the old machine to preserve the Geth's future. We are prepared to reveal how. The heretics have developed a weapon to use against Geth. You would call it a virus. It is stored on a data core provided by Sovereign. Over time, the virus will change us, make us conclude that worshipping the old machines is correct.
That sounds like a problem. So remember that supposedly only this 5 or so % of the Geth were the quote-unquote heretics that were siding with Sovereign previously. The other 95% were just minding their own businesses, maybe a bit too far, but they were not actively assisting Sovereign and may have still been fighting the Quarians, but other than that, we haven't necessarily been directly in conflict with them, at least Shepard hasn't. But if suddenly they can create a virus to make that 100% of the Geth supporting Sovereign and now just the Reapers as a whole, that would quickly become a pretty huge problem. So, what exactly are the effects of this virus?
So, the virus would give all Geth the heretics' logic, and all Geth would then go to war with organics.
Yes, Geth believe all intelligent life should self-determinate. The heretics no longer share this belief. They judge that forcing an invalid conclusion on us is preferable to a continued schism.
That doesn't sound good. Okay, then how exactly does this hacking happen?
I thought Geth couldn't be hacked or get viruses, at least for more than a few seconds.
Altered programs are restored from archives. New installations are deleted. This heretic weapon introduces a subtle operating error in our most basic runtimes, the equivalent of your nervous system. An equation with a result of 1.33382 returns as 1.33381. This changes the results of all higher processes. We will reach different conclusions.
That's probably a reference to something, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. That is just way too specific. Other than that, I mean, how fast does this happen?
If it were released, how quickly would this virus spread through your people?
We are networked via FTL comm buoys. Most would change within a day. Isolated platforms would remain unaffected until they rejoin the network.
Okay, so in most cases, almost instantaneously. In some cases, maybe a significant delay. And so this is all somehow Sovereign that started this?
So why did you need to go to the Reaper Corps?
The heretics store the code in a quantum storage device Sovereign provided. To find and destroy the virus, we needed to understand its code and data storage structures.
Okay, so you had to go to the broken down Reaper, where we encountered Legion, and got the IFF to confirm all that? Okay, that seems as though that's all we can ask you about with that stuff, so is there a way we can find this virus and stop it from doing that?
You know where this thing is?
The heretics' headquarters station on the edge of the terminus. We will provide coordinates. Normandy's stealth systems are necessary to safely approach.
Okay. Anything else we can ask you about that? Yeah, what exactly is your plan?
What's the plan once we get aboard?
The Geth will disrupt their network, prevent the station's defenses from focusing on us. The Reaper data core is physically isolated from the network. We will need to be escorted to it to access and destroy the data.
Okay. Then whereabouts in the terminus system are we talking?
They built stations in the terminus? Where is this thing?
Between stars. Organics have no cause to look there.
Yeah, because bear in mind, I mean, Perseus Vale is like kind of sort of in the terminus systems, but it's sort of on the very far edge of it, and that is where Geth have, for the most part, been, that's been their, I hesitate to say home world, but that has been their hub of operations. So, far end of the galaxy is basically as far away from humans and the Citadel as you can possibly get, and for that reason, for the most part, people just did not encounter Geth until Mass Effect 1, when Saren brought them in for some new militaristic purposes. But, in this case, yeah, actually being out in the terminus systems implies that they're closer to other parts of the galaxy, and terminus systems, although technically this lawless wild, wild west, is a place where people and other races do still go, other than the Geth, and so for people to have theoretically just gone right past this huge Geth outpost is a little bit alarming, but Legion is saying the reason why you haven't noticed is because it's not like it's next to some kind of star. It's in the middle of nowhere, where you would never have any reason to go. It just apparently doesn't matter for the Geth because they don't need food and water and whatnot to sustain life. So why not in Geth space, though?
But why do they build stations outside Geth territory in the first place?
The heretics seek improvement from the old machines. In exchange, they help them attack organics. We condemn these judgments.
Okay. I mean, good to hear that Legion is confirming we don't like them. Then, okay, so what exactly is I assume this is referring to the Geth consensus opposition to the heretics?
What defenses should we expect?
Or what their defenses are, okay.
None. Within, mobile platforms of various configuration and non-sentient defense turrets.
How many Geth?
There may be billions of individual programs. Fortunately, most will be uploaded to the central computer. Only a few mobile platforms are maintained at any time. Others are manufactured when needed.
And by mobile platforms, he means like the actual Geth units that we fight, whereas the programs are the things that are downloaded into those mobile platforms to actually have them run. But yeah, they can build more of those mobile platforms when needed. So, okay, we'll stop them.
I won't let them brainwash your race, especially not to worship Reapers. You have my word on that.
We will begin preparations.
Okay. And so with that, we have, of course, finished Tally's loyalty mission, but this is Legion's loyalty mission, A House Divided. Legion has learned that the Geth heretics have adapted a Reaper virus which, when uploaded, will compel the normal Geth to join in their war against organic life. This virus must be stopped. So travel to the Phoenix Massing and board the heretic station in the Sea of Storms. That sounds extremely ominous. Actually, I'm curious. Let's just see if we can ask Legion about anything else while we're over here. Obviously, that was all about the loyalty mission, yes, but is there anything else?
Shepard, Commander, are you prepared to attack the heretic stronghold?
Oh, well, now you're gonna go on and do the thing that we saw everyone else do, which is when you have a loyalty mission that we've not yet completed, that's all you want to talk about, so,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Acknowledged.
We'll be fine. We'll get there. Don't worry. But yes, so, much like, of course, any other squad mate, Legion does have a loyalty mission. Just, what with Legion being the, in most cases, last squad mate you would ever recruit, that usually means that he's also going to be the last loyalty mission that you end up doing. Anything we should know about Kelly? No, apparently not.